Hi everyone, today I'd like to show you how to watercolour using stamped images and stamps. So all I've done to begin with is I've stamped an image. I've actually stamped it in two colours. The middle centre I've used Stays On, and for the outer edge I've used Distress ink and I've used brushed corduroy. So the inks that I'm going to use for this image are brushed corduroy and peeled paint. Now you don't need anything special, but I am using a non-porous mat, and all I'm going to do is rub my ink pad onto the non-porous mat, and I'm going to do the same with the green as well, and literally just dab it on. You don't have to be careful. If you haven't got a non-porous mat, wax paper or an old tile, anything like that. I'm going to add water. I've only got a spritzer, so I'm going to add water to the ink, and you can see straight away that it literally turns it into a watercolour. Don't worry if you get any mixing, because it'll all add to the effect onto the image. So I'm going to take the image and I'm going to start off. I would normally do it flat, but I want you to be able to see it on camera. I'm going to take the green, and in no order or method, I'm literally going to paint it on. I'm not an artist, and basically I would just say slap the paint on. So as you can see, it's colouring the image in the centre very lightly, but it is giving that painted effect. And then I'm going to go for the brushed corduroy, and I'm doing the edges. So again, I'm literally just painting all the way around, just to give them just a touch of colour really, so that if you rubber stamped it on white card, you would be getting rid of the white. I've actually used cream because I think it adds to the vintage tone. So mix a little bit up and keep going around till you've watercoloured all the image. Then what you can do, if you're not happy with it and you want to make a couple of parts darker than others, you can go back to your paint, pick out the darker pieces that haven't mixed with water so much, and start toning it in. Now because we're using the Ranger ink, it doesn't matter where you put the paint, as well the watercoloured ink, because when it dries it will all tone in and you won't have any patches, because it's so forgiving. So now I would leave that to dry and put it to one side. I've got some leaves here that I've also stamped. Again, I've used a Stays On ink. Now using the Stays On ink, that means the image will stay where it is and it won't smudge when using a watercolour with it. And I'm literally just going to brush it on and look for a darker bit for the top, so that when that dries it will create a shadowed effect. I'll do another one, because all leaves are unique, so it doesn't really matter how we do it, but I go for the lighter one at one edge and the darker one at the other. When they're dry, if you think that you don't like it, you can always go over it again. Now I've got some flowers here that I've stamped. Again, I've used the brushed corduroy to stamp these, and I'm just going to do a different effect on these. I'm going to get the ink pad, and I'm using Victorian Velvet, and instead of putting the ink pad onto the mat, I'm going to take the ink pad directly onto the flower, and I'm just literally going to ink over the stamp and keep going round, hoping you can pick that up. I'm not worrying about doing it neatly, I'm just doing it randomly all the way around the petals, like so, just so each petal's got some colour on it. Then I put it onto my mat and I'm going to spray the petals with water, and taking my brush, I'm literally going to pick up a little bit of water on the mat, and again just randomly, as if I'm painting with colour, paint the flowers. Then I'm going to set them to dry, and when they do dry, they'll dry tonal, so the image that you've stamped underneath with the distress ink will marry into the ink that you've put on the top, and it'll fade and blend quite neatly without you having done any work. So I hope you like this short tutorial about inking and using inks to make watercolours. Please join me again another time. Thank you.